Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video for Friday, the 10th of June, getting set to cruise into a summer weekend. And let's take a look at things this morning. First off, the Skycam view coming from downtown Birmingham, looking right down 20th Street. Another clear, calm morning. There's the Jasper Skycam. Look at that daylight out there at 5 o'clock. That's coming from the top of the King building. And we'll go way down south. That's the Skycam on the eastern shore of Mobile Bay at Daphne. And off in the distance, you can see the lights of Mobile across the bay. Well, you know the deal. The upper ridge going nowhere. And little minor variations in the temperatures aloft and small-scale boundaries. It's the mesoscale that really determines who might catch an afternoon storm, and those are almost impossible to identify in some of the maps we show here. But clearly, the core of the upper air winds are well to the north, and a very strong boundary up there between some cool air that's dropped down into the northern states. In fact, look at the numbers yesterday. You can see that sharp boundary, and up north, it's cool. I mean, cold for summer. Highs only in the 50s up there, and you cross that front, everybody baking in the 90s, and of course saw some triple digits out there in parts of West Texas, and also note some temperatures near 100 up along the middle Atlantic coast. So obviously the cold air is not going to reach us, but it's nice looking at that. Up on the watch warning map, got a few flash flood watch areas across parts of the cold front region there up north. And there's your day one convective outlook. Got the standard slight risk of severe weather from near Oklahoma City up to Cleveland and Erie and Pittsburgh, along that boundary between the cool air over the northern states and this old hot steamy air down here. And a QPF chart, heaviest rain stays up there, and you've got the broad brush of green across the southeastern states. That is for the potential for afternoon storms in scattered spots, but scattered is the key word. Widespread, just not going to happen. Tropics aren't going to help us with rain. Broad low is over Cuba in the Bahamas, but the upper air winds are quite harsh, and development down there is not expected. We'll go with the OZGFS at 1 o'clock today. There you go. Ridge right on top of us. There's the surface look. Same deal. Mid-90s. You'll see a storm or two out there this afternoon. Some lucky folks could see rain, but most will not. Chance of any one spot getting wet, about 1 in 5. Same formula for the weekend. There's a look at tomorrow and Sunday. And again, I can't tell you this morning who is going to get the rain tomorrow and Sunday afternoon. Just can't do that. The limitations of the science. But somebody will. Won't rain long, but maybe a few front lawns will catch that welcomed shower. Here's Monday of next week. Now, the ridge begins to move a little west, and we get a northerly flow aloft, and as we've talked about for the last several days, that can open up the door for storm areas over Missouri to move down in here. And even sometimes that can happen at night or in the morning. And down below that, some evidence of storms approaching Memphis. So just be aware of that possibility of an MCS moving in from the northwest. An MCS is a mesoscale convective system. There's Tuesday, same deal. The core of the ridge is a little west of here. And Wednesday, so just maybe highs drop back in the low 90s. We'll see a little better coverage of the scattered afternoon storms and maybe a convective system coming in from the northwest at some point. But still, no really widespread rain. There's Thursday of next week and a week, or there's the surface chart, and a week from today, Friday, June the 17th, just not a lot of change. A few days away, by the way, from the solstice. The solstice this year is June the 21st, as we're approaching that day where it's light for a long time, and after that the days begin to get shorter. Into the forecast, June 25th, a little weakness in the ridge, but clearly it's going to be hot across much of the country. But look what tries to come up in that weakness, some kind of tropical thing in the Gulf. Of course, that might be convective feedback, and on top of that, we all know the GFS is famous for bogus tropical systems portrayed 15 days out that never happen. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. If by chance something like that does, it would be a wonderful thing with the potential for some good rain in here. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Being Alabama's news leader means digging deeper to get you the facts, working harder so you have all sides of the story, and not being afraid to tell the truth. Every day you award us by making ABC 3340 Alabama's most watched news. And now the Associated Press has named us Alabama's most outstanding news operation. That's 9 times since 1996, more than all other stations combined. And that's 9 more reasons you should trust the news leader. ABC 3340.